Good evening. Welcome back. I hope everybody in the last few days had the opportunity to pick up on the U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions when he was basically interrogated by the Democratic side of the United States Senate. But he got tired of it. He got tired of it, and he let them know loud and clear that they need to knock off this, I'm going to call it crap, about the Russian connection. It does not exist. After he laid into them a couple of times, they calmed down. But you know what? Attorney General Jeffrey Beauregard Sessions didn't stop there. The next thing he did was lay into the Ninth Circuit Court. And their responsibility for shutting down President Trump's travel ban just upset him to no end, as it well should have. He let America know that the executive branch is supposed to be the body of government that ensures that our country is safe, as per the Constitution directs. The court interjecting and stopping the president from executing his power could cause a horrifying effect on our safety as a nation. Judges are not supposed to legislate from the bench. Judges need to lay out a politics and stick to the law where they should. Anyway, as we went on, Sessions laid into them pretty good, because he put out a statement. I'd like to read this, and you can read along with me because it's really interesting. This came out on the 13th, so that was just yesterday. And it says, President Trump's executive order is well within his lawful authority to keep the nation safe. We disagree with the Ninth Circuit's decision to block that authority. Recent attacks confirm that the threat to our nation is immediate and real. Certain countries shelter or sponsor terrorist groups like ISIS and Al-Qaeda, and we may be unable to obtain any reliable background information on individuals from these war-torn, failed states. We must not place our nation at risk until we have the ability accurately and responsibly to vet those seeking entry here. The president was clear in his landmark speech in Saudi Arabia that this is not about religion. It is about national security. The fact that the president called upon the leaders of the Muslim world to join the United States in protecting religious freedom for all, including the freedom to be free from violence and terror. The executive branch is entrusted with the responsibility to keep the country safe under Article 2 of our Constitution. Unfortunately, this injunction prevents the president from fully carrying out his Article 2 duties and has a chilling effect on security operations overall. President Trump knows that the country that he has been elected to lead is threatened daily by terrorists who believe in a radical ideology, and there are active plots to infiltrate the United States immigration system, just as occurred prior to 9/11. The president is committed to protecting the American people and our national security, and we are proud to support his mission to put America first by defending his right to keep us safe. That is why the Department of Justice will continue to seek further review by the Supreme Court. Again, Jeff Sessions has had enough. There are 3 judges in the Ninth Circuit Court who have been overturned so many times by the Supreme Court for the same thing, trying to legislate from the bench. These are not legislators. They are not congressmen. They are not senators. They're United States judges. Instead of recognizing it for what it is, they decided they're going to make it all about their feelings. Every time you stop a terrorist from entering the country, babies cry and all that jazz. How about we take feelings out of the equation and worry about the facts? Our safety to be number one. The facts demonstrate that we do have something to worry about. For instance, there have been over 1,000 people murdered by Muslim extremists during the first half of their holy month of Ramadan. We have watched 3 attacks occur in London in under 30 days. Children have been murdered by savages, and the left thinks we should have open borders. Let them in. Bring them in. Come on. Do they have an inkling of how deadly their decisions could turn? Trump's travel ban is such a basic concept. We stop people from coming here for a little while so we can figure out a proper vetting process to keep dangerous people out. We are using World War II vetting processes and even asking them if they're associated with the Nazis. We got to do better than that. These times are modern. These people are more dangerous than the Nazis ever thought of being. Instead of seeing it for what it is, liberals are throwing around the words like racist, Islamophobic, and saying that Trump is literally Hitler. The left refuses to acknowledge that there's a problem, even after hearing about incident after incident of people being slaughtered at the hands of these subhuman pieces of garbage. And that's what I called them. You heard me right. Subhuman pieces of garbage. I'm glad that Jeff Sessions is finally standing up and saying what we all knew. The Ninth Circuit Court has no right to stop the travel ban. There is nothing in that ban that interfered with the constitutional rights of the people living in this country. It all boils down to the left having a desire to resist anyone who doesn't agree with them. These are the same bans that were put in place by President Obama. Remember the Muslim that used to occupy my White House? And the left didn't say a thing about that. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. He did it. But Trump brings up the same thing. Oh, no, he's Islamophobic. He's racist. He's communist. He's whatever. These biased judges, by the way, also need to be replaced as soon as we can. President Trump is going to keep publishing and pushing issues like this forward because they're in the best interest of our great nation. I'd like to know what you think about all this. Drop me a note down here. I get a lot of response from some of you people, and a lot of them are very, very well qualified answers. Anyway, please like and subscribe to my page and pass this on to your friends. Put it on your Facebook page and let it get around, and let's see what people think about this. Anyway, my thought for the day. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And please, drop back and see me.